Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Monday, July the 4th. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading using indicators. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And once again, risk management. Don't lose any more on any one particular trade than you're willing to lose on any one particular trade. Talking about using indicators, I had somebody asked about how to use the large candle indicator, and I had to think about that question for a couple of seconds because I really wasn't sure what they were asking. You can interpret that question in more than one way, but I'm thinking they want to know, how do they use that indicator to make money? But the funny thing is that indicators don't make money. Traders make money. Now, what they can do is they can alert you to certain situations. They can show you things. They can let you know where price is relative, to other prices. They can let you know what's going on with, one pair versus another pair, like on the dashboard here that I have set up on the monthly chart. You can see it's pretty simple. I've got the current price, and red and green tells me whether it's above or below the open. I've got where is it in relation to the wick zone. I have it where is it in relation to the open, how many pips away, above or below, and then a pivot, how many pips and above or below. So does this indicator make me money? That's the question. It's like, well, no, but I can use this indicator. It can tell me which pair I might want to trade, which direction I might want to trade, and whether or not I want, I want to do maybe an open crossover or fading a pivot. And the indicator here, the magnified market price, once again, it tells me, certain information, the price, which chart I'm looking at, which I'm looking at the monthly chart, which time frame I want to display information on. So right here, this is the monthly. So I know I'm 24 pips off the high, 179 off the low. But does that make me any money? Well, it could, once again, it could let me know, oh, I'm nearing the upper rat zone. Maybe I want to take a look and see if I can do a rat trade. Then I switch over here to the weekly, and I can see, in this case, all the gaps are filled. So that trade is, I'll have to wait for next week if I want to do another gap fill trade. It shows me the spread. The reason I put the spread up there is so I want to know, is the spread normal? Is the spread higher than normal? Is it for some reason lower than normal? Because if it's too high, then I don't want to trade it. Like in the beginning of the week when it opens, that I see 10, 20 pip spreads, it would be a rare occasion that I would enter with a 10 pip spread. I'd have to really see something, think something that says, yeah, I'm going to pay a 10 pip premium to get in at this price, only if I think I'll never see that price for the rest of the day. But does that indicator make me money? Not really. Or here we've got the multimeter. It tells me how many candles in a row of a certain color. So here on H4, we have 3 H4s green in a row. Does that make me any money? Well, it's telling me I could look and wait and see if there's going to be a buzzard reversal. So I guess the point is that, the indicator itself really doesn't make any money. And, how to use it? You can use it to either select which pair you want to trade, or you can use it to determine which direction you want to trade in, or and whether or not you want to take a trade. But even if you have an indicator that says buy right now, that indicator doesn't make money. All it does is it tells you to enter the trade. You enter the trade, and maybe the trade goes your way and maybe it doesn't. Because the most important thing to remember is once you enter a trade, it's a whole new game. It's all about money management and risk management. That's what you're really focused on once you enter the trade. And really, the time for analyzing is pretty much over. The time to make sure you don't lose any more than you want to lose is now what's most important. And you can see here we're just looking at the yearly lines. Here's the yearly open. We're 1,373 pips below. And it's like, does this indicator help me? Well, if you're coming off a yearly low and you're a swing trader, it might tell you, right here, what might be a good place to go long, and I can sit there for the rest of the month or the rest of the year maybe, and just see how many pips I could collect if that's the way you like to trade. So now, if I take that question the other way, how do you use the indicator? Well, maybe they're saying, how do you get it on the chart? So you basically load it on the chart by hitting the F11 key and then dragging and dropping it onto the chart. But I suspect that's not what they were asking, because I think they've been around MT4 for a while. Here's the inside bar plot indicator. You can see price poked into the inside bar of the weekly inside bar from 2 weeks ago, but then it dropped back down. You can see we're about 6-7 pips below that level right now. Hasn't quite made it to the daily inside bar from 7 days ago. It'll be interesting here. Will today be an inside bar? I think I need to go back. You can see we're still putting in the opening range for the week, and so far we're within the opening range for the month. So that should be interesting to see how that all plays out. Range only 81 pips, but there's a bunch of pairs over 100 pips in range. So I guess the London traders decided to have some fun while the New York traders are out barbecuing and celebrating the 4th of July, Independence Day. I'll try not to go into my Independence Day rap. Okay, notice we've got the buy zone here with the pivot, and I used to have the VWAP on there, but the VWAP really chews up a bunch of CPU cycles and just slows things down. VWAP is the volume weighted average indicator. But here we had a long trigger here, and if you notice, price came to 2140, and it launched again, and it hit a high of 2164. So our little launch pad that I like to talk about happened once again, and it's just one of those things that it's just chart time observation and being able to see versus interpret what I see. And so when I see that price, well, if it hits 40, it usually goes to 60. And it doesn't usually have a bunch of congestion at that 40 level. It just moves. That's something that I can take advantage of. And so can you if you're so inclined. And right now we're in the upper rat zone. So does this indicator make you any money? No. What it does is it alerts you to where price is, where there's a high probability that by the end of the day, price won't stay in this zone. Now you have to remember, this is a dynamic indicator because it's based off the current daily high and the current daily low. And if it makes a new high, well, the zones are going to separate. So some people say, oh, that indicator repaints. It's like, no, it doesn't. What it does is it actually runs in real time, which some people like to call repainting. But that means, so if you have an indicator that shows the daily high and low, then this indicator repaints. It's like, no. Okay. Yesterday, when last night when I made the video, we hadn't hit the weekly pivot, and it looks like we may have hit the daily pivot. Let's check it out. Nope, we missed the daily pivot by a pip, but had you faded the pivot, you got within a pip and it started pulling back, I would have hoped you'd taken your money off the table, but we have taken out the weekly pivot. So if you faded from the open, there was a nice profit to be had. Because you can look back here and it looks like the open was at 2102, the pivot was at 2134. So that's a good 30 plus pips in your pocket had you ridden that trade out from the open to the pivot. And so you can see we've only had, for this year, we only have 3 missed weekly pivots. Then you have to go all the way back to 2014 to find another missed weekly pivot. So does this make you any money, this indicator? No. What this indicator does, it allows, it displays where the missed pivots are. And you can see just looking here, it's like, well, wow, these missed pivots are kind of a rare occurrence. So maybe if I fade them, I could make money. And then the indicator over here that gives you more of the details on the missed pivots. And just in case if you're wondering, these missed pivots, it's this missed pivots plot. It's this indicator and it actually plots them. And as you can see, these are all indicators in the MT4 motherlode that you can download for free, no donation required. So, looking at 5,000 weekly pivots, that's what, 10 years worth of data. You can see they get hit about 93, almost 94% of the time that those gaps fill. And to have 4 consecutive misses only happen 5 times out of 5,000, that's like 0.1%. So highly probable statistically trade. So fellow traders, I hope that answers that one trader's question about how to use indicators. And if not, let me know, because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks and have a fun and safe holiday. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.